Just call me Billy Mays. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Just the tip. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. You know. Man, oh man. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. That's good. Oh, yeah, no names, right? But what does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. There can only be one answer, and that is what used to kill the victim was not the Shishido. Ooh. Yeah, my thoughts exactly, even though it's not going to make the counter go up because I didn't say it. A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? It was inside the victim. It's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly, we know how Mystic Ami is. She just can't control herself. She goes around stabbing people all the time. If you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. Oh, damn, Edgeworth. Going for that subjective versus objective thing? Well, that's not even it. It's more like the you assume too much thing. So maybe the Shidido was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. Well, shoot. I say she didn't see shit. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Ooh. It goes without saying the police searched the main hall and surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. Or if there was blood on it, for that matter. Nope. Well, that's good. I'm getting somewhere. Edgeworth is a freaking badass, man. I know I say that all the time, but good lord, man. He's really proving it here. Another mystery to throw on the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? Yeah? Oh, you just remembered something else. Alright. Let's see. I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. The incinerator. Wait, no, that's across the bridge. Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time. Oh my god. Will this never end? I'm so glad I went through that one as fast as I did. Ugh. Oh no, dude. Okay, location of the weapon. The location of the headmaster's head. You saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. The snowmobile. Oh no, not the snowmobile. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Can she? Yeah. Yeah, but still, man. Quite. Well, shoot. Oh, great. Look at this graph! Sure enough. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. A game theory! Thanks for watching! Okay, and they go to the bridge, right? Yeah, they do. Okay. Well, that sucks. Oh, okay. So it doesn't freeze. That's interesting. Well, it depends. Is that... We have to somehow prove that she couldn't have done that. But then if that's the case, who used the snowmobile and for what? Maybe Larry used it. Do we check the snowmobile for prints, or would that even be... Like, I would guess you probably have to use glides to ride one of those. So you saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking that it be reported, you went out to the main gate. And there you saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Listed 5 using one of those. Okay. That all makes sense. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. I'm trying to think, what was it that made you pass out? It was the sight of the blood, right? But wouldn't that only be after... I don't know. I'm trying to like, let's say they did want to hide the murder weapon. So they'd probably go straight away over to go do it. Oh, well, she's just saying they came back while she was knocked out. Not that they left while she was knocked out, yeah. But still, I don't know, something doesn't feel right about that, though, I don't know. Refresh our memory, how long were you knocked out for? Yeah. Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. Yeah, you do have to concede, Edgeworth. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? No, there's more, but it's not the place or the time to be telling you about that. Iris could have done that. She can drive the snowmobile. I get the feeling she can't. Did she not say at some point that she can't? The thing is, even if she did, how do you prove that? It would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here. Killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Just throw it in the woods. That's actually kind of a stupid idea. A couple of dogs could find that real easy. Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? Boy. You tell that hoser. Jesus, over the top as always. Anyway. Whatever the reason. So I really hope the word hoser is not offensive to anybody, because I am screwed if it is. I'll tell you what, man. So last time I looked it up, though, it didn't say anything like that, because for a while I thought it was like a derogatory term to refer to like, a certain race, like something. Like M. Night Shyamalan, whatever race he is, I don't know what you even call that. Not like Indians, but, well, maybe, I don't know. So whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there was surely a problem with this testimony. Okay. Alright, so it's not as simple as like a multiple choice here or anything. After asking that it be reported, then up to the main gate. It's been a while since I saved. I'm gonna hurry up and do that. 15 minutes. Let me check this out real quick. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ooh, good point. There's a reason for that. Then we get a moment for me to explain. I guess. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch. Just like that. Crunch. Nestle's Crunch. That sounds good. Haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Least of all a man. Anyway, the killer must have used it. The killer, you say? Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back. We tried that already. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. I don't know if I can really prove that, though. That's the thing. TRAX photo. Okay, well, I only see one set of tracks here. If we were to assume she went and took the sword to the river, she would have taken the snowmobile out there to do it and then taken it back. Wouldn't there be two sets of tracks? Or am I just being too picky here? It's kind of hard to tell. And then, of course, the snow probably could have covered up. Although it stopped snowing, though, didn't it? Wait a minute. Where's that weather report? Snow 7 to approximately 10:50. And she said the murder was at 11, right? Let me see. Yeah, murdered around 11. So when she saw the murder, it had stopped snowing. So yeah, there should be two sets of tracks. Going out to the main gate, and there you saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Sorry, Missy, but I think we have a problem here. Your Honor, what do you think of the... Wait a minute, what? What? My God. Dude, we're just... Man. It would appear that even I can make mistakes. Ooh, Edgeworth, sorry, man. Sorry to ruin your image like that. Did I just press the wrong statement, maybe? It takes 15 minutes to walk. Maybe they threw the weapon. Iris could have done that. Iris could have done that. Let me try it. Usually it is the last one anyway, but still. I'll try it one more time, but if this doesn't work, I might have to... Oh, here we go. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, but no. If what the witness says is true, why is there only one set of tracks? Bingo! What do you mean? Iris left Hadouken Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there would be two sets of tracks. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Yup. Get some more toilet paper. You're right. You're absolutely right. What? What am I forgetting? On the night of the murder, it was... Oh, okay. I see how it is. We just talked about this, too. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. Nope. Sorry, but all of the nopes. Don't worry, Edgeworth, we got this. This idea that the snowfall covered one set. No, there is a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Oh, so I'd be more than happy to. Why there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? I didn't point at you. No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from in order to dispose of the murder weapon. Yup. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary. Eh? Eh, indeed. Let me see, where is it? Weather data. Snow 150. 1050. How do you like that, eh? Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course it was. That means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7, but it stopped at around 10:50. Bonsai! Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Boom! Yes, sir. We are acing this. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. You deserve that one. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Okay, so what? Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Dude! I'm just telling the truth here, man. When is a weather report ever correct? So when it's about the past, it's always correct. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Yeah, really. Forecast data. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. That's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? Dude, you're from Canada, you know. You know all about the snow. Ah, well... It had stopped snowing at the temple when the murder took place. What?! I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Okay. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. You're one to talk. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, God. Where's your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? I just showed it to you. But you didn't believe me! Alright, there's nothing here. It's not going to be a profile. It's got to be in one of these pictures. Photo of Elise, no. Iris' testimony, no. Crime photo, wait. Okay, evidence that it had already stopped snowing. Oh, well, yeah, because there's no snow on the body, right? Do it. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right. But proving that is incredibly easy. Let's get dangerous. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. I don't know what you're referring to. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. The victim herself. Bada boom, bada bing. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Gung it up. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. What confuses me, though, is that there were no tracks when we got there, I'm pretty sure, to investigate. So somebody did use it for something. And that intrigues me. Because how would they have gotten it out? Like, why would it be parked in front of the building and there be only one set of tracks? How is that possible? Well, like, somebody probably went somewhere with it while it was still snowing, you know, and then the snow covered up those tracks, and then after it stopped snowing, then they came back. That's what... Anyway, the question is, though, who used it and why? That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave. Okay, well, we're talking about that right now. Jeez, okay. If I'd known it was going to come up this soon. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Yes, it was. That's why there's only one set. Okay. Then, when this person returned to the temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Okay. So are you sure she didn't use it to go... Well, no, because she went from the inner temple. She wouldn't have been able to use it. But at some point, somebody did leave the temple itself. Now, who was over there? Okay. Pearl? I freaking hope not. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There's only one key for the snowmobile. Right? Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. How do you know that? Oh, God. Really? Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. Really? But Iris said she never went there. Yeah, I know, but when is that gonna be? Ugh. The snowmobile can't cross the bridge. Okay, figured as much. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side and crossed on foot. That sounds right. Okay, and then when you went back to take your bath, what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the temple, it wasn't there. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. It was there by the main gate, the snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. What else would it be covered with? Cheerios? But that isn't possible! Well, actually, it kinda is. What does this all mean? Let's say maybe she didn't go to take a bath at all. No. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. Okay. Are we gonna have to guess this right now? Indeed. Well, never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. It caused some trouble for Maya, too, as I recall. As I recall, I think we both kinda liked it. Yes, I've got nothing more to add. Told you everything that I know. Well then, you can get out of here. If only there was someone. Well, Larry? Was there no one out, walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. Oh, trust me. Boy. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Oh, Well, it's funny you should mention that.